Yo, what's up, boys? So, if you're watching this video, that's right, we made $5,319 in the last 21 days, which is absolutely crazy. I know that's not just an estimate, that is the exact number. I'm gonna break this down now. This was the last 21 days. I don't count today. I've already made like $260 today. I'm gonna keep track of what I make and kind of share the numbers on the Instagram. So, if you don't follow me on Instagram yet, it's divan.arnoldi, I think. So go check that out. Anyways, I'm going to break down how we did this exactly because I've been getting a ton of DMs. And honestly, if you can't sit through a 10, maybe 15-minute video, don't even try. You're just not going to make it. It's that simple. I'm going to touch on a few points and then give you guys some actionable steps to actually do something similar. So first of all, I'll go through the breakdown. Success isn't linear. So I made a tweet about this actually, just to show you guys kind of what things look like. You can see in April, I lost $500, made $0, whatever. You guys saw from this point. So I made 900, 2,300, 3,200 in total. You guys saw the full recording for June. You didn't see any of this. And also, you didn't actually see any of this. Because I've done a lot of things in the past 4 or 5 years. I've been trying a lot of online stuff. I've made money here and there, lost a ton of money in some places, specifically Forex. And yeah, at the end of the day, that's just what it is. I mean, success isn't linear. It took me a while. I went through a bunch of ups and downs. I mean, it ends up looking something like this, even though at the start it's kind of just stagnant. But this didn't happen overnight. A lot of people, especially following me on Twitter and stuff, are like surprised by how quick the progress was. And to be honest, I'm surprised myself because it's pretty crazy. I mean, $5,300 in 21 days is quite a high amount. I set a goal sometime last year that I wanted to make. It was around $2,000 in 30 days. And I didn't even come close last year. And then now we've doubled that in pretty much half the time, right? So it's pretty crazy. But yeah, it didn't happen overnight. Took a lot of time. So if you want to go into online business and you're looking to make a bunch of money, it's not going to happen all of a sudden. It's going to take some time. And honestly, it's kind of preferable that way. I think that's how you use that word, because it's going to build character and you're going to know what hard work with no results feels like, so that when you're actually getting the results you're looking for, it's so much easier to just continue working hard. You've been doing it for the past 4 years. I mean, I have screenshots of me like losing a ton of money from Forex, so I have screenshots of agency clients like messaging me, or not clients, I didn't actually sign any clients, but emails telling me to, yeah, whatever, do a bunch of things. I won't get into that. So now the question really is, what were the main drivers of this quick success? So let's just take the $0 from April. This is kind of when I start in sales. And then now going to $5,300 in 21 days. I mean, how did I get to that point? So the first thing is just business model. So obviously you need to decide kind of what you want to do to actually make money. Do you want to do drop shipping, an agency, high ticket sales, everything? I personally do high ticket sales, which I'll dig into a bit later. But get clear on what you actually want to do, because also remember, the money isn't the only thing. If you don't enjoy the work at all, I can let you make 10K a month right now. If you don't enjoy it at all, you're not going to want to do it. So yeah, you need to actually be aligned with your business model. And then second is work ethic. Honestly, this is the main point. If you have good work ethic, you can get anywhere with anything. I mean, at the end of the day, with any business model, if you choose any business model today and you put in insane amounts of work, you're going to make it in that business model. It's not going to just flop constantly. I mean, you'll probably take some time to get off the ground and stuff, but it does work if you put in the work. And that ties into the next part, which is network. So you can see Louis and Oscar here I mentioned. These are two guys who have played a massive role in my whole entire journey. Oscar was mainly the driver for getting into sales and getting to that 3K a month mark. And then Louis is kind of the driver to taking me to 10K a month. And these guys I literally just met through networking. Now, I can tell you already that a bunch of people listening to this are thinking, oh, networking, that's so vague. And I hated hearing that when I started out, because you hear networking and you have no idea what that even means, which I'll dig into later again. I'll give you some actionable steps for it. But honestly, Louis and Oscar have been 100x investments on messages I've sent. And the best way to get into networking is just to create social medias and stuff around the kind of place you want to be in. So for me, it was high ticket sales. And I spoke to guys in there, ended up speaking to Oscar, ended up speaking to Louis, and actually even meeting him in real life. And that's opened a bunch of doors for me. So choose your business model, work insanely hard, and network with people in the business model. So yeah, that's super important. Let's get into the next point, which is just the work-work balance. So I made another tweet about this. You need to have balance, not work-life balance, but work-work balance. Making money, gym, education, spirituality, not a 9-to-5 and partying. So what do I mean by that? Lots of people think like, oh yeah, you need to work 8 hours and then the rest of the time you just need to relax. That's not really how it works. I enjoy making money. I enjoy working. I enjoy going to the gym. I enjoy education, reading books, whatever. But it's still hard to have balance between that. So here's some things like eating a good nutritious meal, going on a date, gym, and then work. Obviously, all of this ties in to your work, because if you're only making money and you're not doing anything with regards to your health or kind of your mentality or anything, you're just going to have a terrible life and you're not going to enjoy the work at all. So this is super, super important. But you need to get to that point, you need to realize that balance isn't the 9-to-5 and the partying. It's the balance between work. Because honestly, I see pretty much everything as work. Going on a date clears my mind and I get to speak to someone about kind of my goals and what's happening right now, get another perspective. And that helps out a lot. I mean, that's a part of work, and going to the gym clears your mind as well. All of these things play a role in making more money, and you need to focus on them. So when I say have balance, I don't mean have balance between going out and drinking a ton of alcohol and doing work. It's between doing different types of work. But obviously you need to enjoy that. Because this is another thing. If you can do any work, if there's two people who put in the same amount of time, one enjoys what they do, the other one doesn't, and they make the same amount of money, the person enjoying it is obviously going to lap the person who doesn't. That's just how it works. I mean, they're going to work harder, they're going to work longer, they're going to enjoy it for longer. That's a part of the game. And then third is just the action steps. So this is actually everything you need to do. So first of all, if you're watching this video now and you're thinking, wow, I want to make 10K a month, or maybe you have a smaller goal, I want to make 3K a month. First of all, pick a business model. Do that today. Literally take 2 hours, pick your business model, and go from there. Then it's just starting. Let's say you pick high ticket sales, because that's what I do, so I'll dig into that. Here's what you actually do. So you decide on high ticket sales, you want to start that. First of all, network. So once again, it's very vague, but what I want you to do is go make a Twitter account and an Instagram account and have these catered towards high ticket sales. So put sales in your bio, go follow a ton of salespeople, and then DM a bunch of people, you know. The way I got into contact with Oscar is I sent a bunch of sales guys. Actually, I didn't actually send a bunch of sales guys. I sent a couple of sales guys messages and stuff. He was one of the very first. Ended up booking in a 20-minute call with him or something. He told me some stuff. He gave me some advice. 3 weeks later, I've kept in contact with him. And he tells me, oh, he has an opportunity for me. Do I want to apply? Whatever. I apply, land the role, and from there I get up to eventually making 5K in 21 days, right? Which I can dig into the kind of process going from that beginning to here, because it wasn't like one offer, get to this point. It takes some time and I had to jump around and make some decisions. But that all stemmed from network. So make your Twitter account, make your Instagram account, cater it towards high ticket sales, follow a bunch of people, DM a bunch of people, jump on meetings with them, get advice wherever you can, and land your first role. That's the number one thing you need to do. So that's the second thing I said. Land a role and perform. So first of all, make sure it's a good role. You don't want to be like cold calling for a business or sending cold DMs for a business or anything. You kind of want it to be inbound. But once you get to that point, like you land that role, you need to be performing on it. Like work extremely hard on your craft, watch videos on how to be better, constantly ask your mentors or your sales managers or whatever how you can be better, what advice do they have for you. Literally just perform the best you can. And that's really what opened a lot of doors for me. I started working and I just worked insane hours and I was just constantly grinding. And in the agency I was working with, they just kept promoting me because I kept doing well and I kept working extremely hard. So I kept going up and up and up, eventually transitioned into closing from appointment setting, which if you guys don't know what that is, I'll do a breakdown video on that. If you want, just leave a comment. transitioned into closing, got some experience, landed an even better closing role now, which is why I made the money I do. And then third and finally is just invest into mentorship. Honestly, the greatest ROI besides like the networking is investing into mentorship. So the networking got me to that first point where I was making 3K a month. Then I spent 3K on mentorship. And now I've already made 5K in 3 weeks since buying it, right? So I've made back all the money and more. And it's just halfway through the month. We're going to see pretty insane numbers this month. I'm thinking we'll probably do around 7K. Obviously, the goal is 10K, but we'll see. So mentorship is extremely important. Just invest into mentorship. It hurts, but it's definitely worth it, especially if you're doing it with the right guys. And that's kind of all I can tell you. I mean, make the accounts, start networking, land a role and perform, invest into mentorship, and go from there. That's literally the fast track to getting to 10K a month. And then obviously there's some parts after that, which is kind of the journey I'm going through now, which is staying at 10K a month and then hopefully getting into some high leverage things. But obviously with university and everything, that's a bit confusing, which I'm going to have to figure out now. If you want to see that, by the way, just hit subscribe and you can follow along. But yeah, so that's pretty much everything I wanted to share. That's the end of the video. $5,319 in 21 days. If you want some extra advice, send me a DM on Instagram with the word scale, and then I'll get back to you and give you some personal advice to you. If not, hope you guys will have all the best, and then good luck with your journeys, boys. Cheers.